friends, so let's put Renly Baratheon from the A Song of Ice and Fire series into the spotlight. Renly Baratheon is the youngest of the three Baratheon brothers, of which the eldest is Robert Baratheon, King of Westeros.
When dragons burned whole cities to the ground.
Easy, boy. You might be my brother, but you're speaking to the king.
As such, Renly kind of has a claim to the throne, especially considering the rumours that Robert's children aren't actually his. Because of this, Renly decides to declare himself king.
We all know what Stannis is. He inspires no love or loyalty. He's not a king. I am.
He therefore takes part in the War of the Five Kings up until the point where he's murdered.
And I was sorry when I heard of Lord Renly's death, Lady Marjorie. He was very gallant.
The name Renly was made up by the author George R. R. Martin for this series. The name Baratheon was also made up, however it likely has real roots. The word Bara is Norse for big wave or Greek for barrier from. The word Theon is Greek and it means God. The sigil of House Baratheon is a crowned black stag standing on a golden field. The colours and the animal are very symbolic here. When black is used on a flag, it symbolises determination and defeat of enemies. Gold means energy, but it also means wealth, therefore it means power. The more money you have, the more powerful you are. Stags are used to symbolise a spiritual authority. They also symbolise regeneration and pride. However, Renly Baratheon actually slightly changes his house sigil when he crowns himself as king. He never actually declares this as his official sigil, but it becomes used as his sigil. It's also a stag standing on a field, however the colours are different here. Here the stag is golden, not the field. Remember I said that gold on flags is used as a sign of wealth and therefore power. The fact that here the stag is golden could mean that he's trying to say that the stag is the one that holds the power, the stag obviously representing Renly. The fact that the field is now green is also extremely symbolic. When used on a flag, green is used to symbolise agriculture. No, this doesn't mean Renly is the king of agriculture. Agriculture is a symbol for fertility. However, green on a flag is also used to symbolise youthfulness. By using green on his sigil, Renly is saying that he is a younger, more youthful, and a more virile version of his brother Robert. Bear in mind that Renly looks exactly like his brother Robert did at that age, except Renly is even more attractive. He's playing on this with the people. He's saying that he's an even better version of Robert. Therefore, he's an even better king.
Stannis is a commander. Yes, he's a good soldier. Everyone knows that. So is Robert. Tell me something. Do you still believe good soldiers make good kings?
Though Renly changed his sigil, he kept his original house words, ours is the Fury. These words are obviously very self-explanatory as to the mentality of House Baratheon. Considering Renly is a pretty minor character in the books and in the TV show, there's a surprising amount of differences. The first difference in the character is his eye colour. Well, talking of his eye colour, it's not actually as simple as the difference between books and TV show. There's actually some discrepancy within the books in themselves. See, in the first book he's described as having green eyes. This is kind of weird because he's described as looking exactly like Robert Baratheon, who has blue eyes. In the second book, however, Renly now is described as having blue eyes, like his brother, but unlike the green eyes he had in the first book. Interestingly, author George R. R. Martin didn't even realise there was this discrepancy until a fan pointed it out to him. At this point he had to decide whether he just let it slide or retcon it into the new books he was writing. He decided to retcon it. In a later book, as someone is describing Renly's eyes, they described that he had blue-green eyes that shifted in the light. Sometimes they appeared blue and sometimes they appeared green. Because Renly is not a point of view character and we never actually get his point of view on the story, he's always described by other people. By retconning that his eyes shifted colour depending on the light, it explains why some people described him as having blue eyes and others describe him as having green eyes. Not only is there a difference in the books, as I mentioned, there's actually a difference in the TV show where we see that Renly has brown eyes. Another big aspect of Renly's character, especially in the TV show, is his relationship with Loras Tyrell.
You prefer me like this? Mm-hmm. If you want hairless, maybe you should find a little boy. I want you.
This relationship does exist in the books, but it's not as explicit as it is in the show. And by explicit, I mean it's not as explicitly stated, though I guess it's also not as explicit. This is because, as I mentioned earlier, Renly is not a point of view character. However, Loras and Renly's sister Marjorie are also not point of view characters at this point in the story. This means the only time we really see Renly is through Catelyn's eyes. And obviously Catelyn doesn't realise what's going on behind closed doors, so she doesn't know the extent of Loras and Renly's relationship. Fans of the books were disappointed when in the TV show there isn't the famous peach scene. For those of you who haven't read the books, there's a scene at which Stannis confronts Renly. This turns out to be their last confrontation. In it, Stannis is actually threatening Renly. Renly turns around, eating a peach, and offers one to his brother. He does so very flippantly, which shows that he doesn't care that his brother is threatening him. Renly doesn't believe that Stannis has it in him to go through with his threats. This scene is very obviously absent from the TV show. As a joke, directors have said that this scene was cut because the actor who plays Renly absolutely hates peaches. This isn't true. The reason the scene was actually cut is kind of unknown. No one really knows why the peach scene never made it in. It just kind of happened that way. Renly's death is slightly different in the books to what we see in the TV show. In the TV show, we see that the Shadow stabs him. However, in the books, the Shadow slits his throat. Ultimately, he's still killed by a creepy weirdo shadow thing, but just differently. Scottish actor Sam Heughan auditioned for the role of Renly Baratheon and also the role of Loras Tyrell. Ultimately, he didn't get either of these roles. Gethin Anthony got the role of Renly Baratheon. One big thing he has said about the show is that he's jealous that a lot of the other actors got cool deaths, unlike his death. Would you agree that Renly's death wasn't cool, or do you think it was cool enough? Please tell me in the comment section down below. And until next time, happy bubbles! Thanks so much for watching this video, and thank you to my Patreon bubblers for supporting the channel. If you want to see the other characters from the Game of Thrones series I've already covered, you can click on the box on the left, or you can click on the box on the right to see the most recent video that I have uploaded. Thanks for liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell.